And we are live. What is up, people? The internet, it is me, Real American, back in with a new stream. And that is right, we are live on this beautiful June 3rd, 2026. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. And we're joined by Real Texan Politics and Tyrone, the usual suspects. Yeah. So, we had a pretty eventful primary election night last night. A lot happened. It was very chaotic. And, well, as you can tell out of California, they've counted 58% of the vote. That's it.
Bro, Venezuela is able to count faster than them. This is
absurd. And apparently, it's being reported now that Sacramento is claiming they're not going to count any votes until Friday.
Oh, they're cooking books. They're really cooking books.
Yeah, Sacramento, for those that don't know, that's in the 6th district. That's a district that could have a lockout, but we'll get to that. So, yeah. They're refusing to count votes. It is absurd what's going on here. You know, it's bad when even Democrats are admitting this is stupid. This is a dumb system we have, because it is. So, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you have any questions or concerns or want to support the channel even further, you can send super chats via the chat. Again, I will read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. American Nerd for 2. How many California votes have been counted? 2. They've counted a couple thousand in the last couple hours, but yeah, they're not counting anything. So, Inari for 5. Look at the House primaries in California. A number of Republicans ahead of the new redrawn districts. Could Prop 50 be a failure? Well, no, because there is some ticket splitting and all that, but we'll get to that. That is a big story in the House races, because that's just an embarrassment on the Democrat side, but we'll get to that. So,
kills Gavin Newsom's chances, but we'll get to it.
What should we start with? Should we start with the some of the upsets in Iowa and South Dakota? I think we should start with that.
Let's start with the smaller states. California is going to be the fucking. It's going to be the steak and taters of this race.
Yeah, so there was a huge. So let's start with Iowa. There was an earth-shattering upset in a good way in Iowa yesterday, as Randy Feenstra, the Trump-endorsed candidate, somehow lost to Zach Lon. I think it's Lon, right?
It's Zach Lon. He is, for those who are unaware, he is a lifelong farmer and agricultural engineer. He was first endorsed by Robert Kennedy Jr. He is a huge Maha candidate, and Maha is a major when you're talking about Iowa, which
That's
is
a big
one
issue.
of the biggest it is one of the biggest energy and agricultural production centers of the United States. Maha's a big thing. So the fact that yes, Trump's endorsement record did take an L last night
In a good way.
over an incredibly good track record this year already. Against a Turning Point Action endorsed candidate and an RFK endorsed candidate, who is going to be objectively a good thing because the current governor is.
She's meh. She's just there. Kim Reynolds isn't bad, but not the best either. So
Especially after the shit she pulled with DeSantis.
yeah, it's a joke. But I do gotta say though, like it's a pretty big deal that hey, the Republican base, like they're in line with Trump on most stuff, but when it's really shitty like this, it's like, no, fuck this. We're voting for against Feenstra. And that's good.
Yeah,
Feenstra wasn't the worst person ever, but
he was not good. He was
yeah,
the definition of subpar.
at best. So it's a big Maha W.
Yeah, he's not the only incumbent congressman to lose their bid for a governor's race because in neighboring South Dakota,
Same thing
Dusty
happened.
Johnson lost.
Yeah. This is embarrassing. You're a member of Congress and you don't even get 25% of the vote. You take third place.
Fourth.
No, he took third.
He took fourth. I thought, yeah. Dude took third place.
Yeah.
How embarrassing.
He did worse than Bill Cassidy did, for crying out loud. I know it's not the same race, but seriously? You've been in Congress for like 10 years, dude. You have all the name recognition. How do you fail that miserably?
Because he's a mediocre rhino fucking House member who's dog shit. And
Yeah.
the people of South Dakota and the people of Iowa said, wow, we do not want these terrible fucking candidates to represent us at the gubernatorial level.
It's
Imagine
as
that.
if, unlike what Barris is saying, this is not a cult. Trump voters understand when somebody's shit, they're now realizing, oh, wait, we can get rid of these people. If they suck ass, we can primary them out, like we just did in South Dakota and Iowa. So we'll see. But we'll see, like, if this keeps up. But it's a good sign that hey, Dusty Johnson lost. Feenstra lost.
I will be right back. I'm getting lunch.
It's a good day. Good day on that front. Let's see here. K Cup for 2. I could count faster, and I suck at that shit. Yeah, it's California's a joke. American Nerd for 2. Third world countries in Africa could count faster. Yeah, they can. American Nerd for 2. U.S. California count faster. California, I'm gonna count even slower. Yeah, basically. K Cup for 5. Not gonna lie, this might help Trump in endorsements. The Maha movement is insanely popular, and if Trump sees that, he might rethink some of the bad endorsements. Well, again, I get why Trump backed Feenstra. No one saw this coming. Everyone thought, oh, Feenstra's gonna win easily. But no, he shot the bed. He just banked on the Trump endorsement to carry him, and, well, he lost. So, American Nerd for 2. Who's replacing Dusty Johnson in the House? I think it's like, let me look it up, actually. Yeah, it's Marty Jockley. That's the person replacing, Rusty Johnson. So, a glitch Evie for 5. I know it's a different race, honestly. The Iowa's result is more evidence that Paxton was winning regardless of the Trump endorsement. Oh, I agree. The Trump endorsement just made a blowout, I think. So, Randy's already endorsed him. Yeah, Feenstra's actually been a team player, unlike the dumbass in Texas. So, speaking of that, Real Texan, what the hell is going on with John Cornyn? What's going on down there?
Right,
John Cornyn shared an article about his own supporters going to the Libertarian or something like that.
Yeah, so what happened was John Cornyn posted a tweet where he gave exposure to a conservative libertarian candidate running for Senate in the state of Texas. And everyone called him out on it immediately, said, hey, Cornyn, why are you sharing this?
Oh no, he's not endorsing them.
He's not endorsing. Yeah, no, when people said that it was, and when when people were saying that he endorsed them, he said fake news, and then immediately he got community noted and it said not fake news, and then he said the real fake news here is them insinuating I'm endorsing against the Republican candidate.
Yeah, let me pull this up. You talk about scum. This is what a scumbag does.
He is the definition of a sore loser. Good Lord.
Like, dude, you lost. Give it up. Yeah, right
He's
here.
a guy.
Oh God. Yeah, right here. Fake news. My gosh. It's unbelievable that this guy was a senator for how many years? 20?
24.
Yeah, and he's posted shit like this. What is fake news? Is a characterization that I'm supporting or promoting this candidate. Then why did you post that? Why did you post an article saying John Cornyn supporters are flooding to this libertarian? Why? It's as if you're full of shit. What a surprise. But yeah, John Cornyn, get out of here. And now John Cornyn, he's making a big stink about, you guessed it, the weaponization fund. You guys see this? Yeah, right here. This is the true MAGA Trump supporting Republican, everybody. Look at this. The way to ensure the Trump retribution fund is more than mostly dead would be for Congress to put a stake through it. He shared this. I have a question. Why are these senators making a big deal about this fund? I'm still trying to figure that out. Why are they making a big stink about the weaponization fund? Anybody know? It's just bizarre to me. It's like, of all the issues to make a big deal about, you're gonna sink immigration enforcement over frickin' this? Seriously?
Yes, he is, because he's spiteful and petty, and old regard Republicans are just totally fucking worthless. They're feckless, they're idiots, they don't give a fuck. They are here for their social club. That you need to understand the thing with these people, with Cornyn, with Murkowski, with Cassidy, they've been into the Senate since the Senate was less of an actual function and more of an organized social club, because the Uniparty was this big fucking thing back in the day. And now that Trump and the Republican Party that he's overtaken have come out and said, hey, we're going to actually, thank you for the food, sir. Have a good day. And now that I went Chick-fil-A.
Of course.
And now that Trump and the Republican Party have been successfully co-opted and are actually fighting for legislation the American people want, the Senate old guard is going, no, you can't
do that. That's principle.
You can't primary, because it's like I said when Cornyn was defeated. It's like I said last night. I'll keep saying it until people understand it. The Senate Republicans unironically think that the sole reason Trump has remained in office and the Republican Party hasn't totally fallen apart is because they are this grand moderating faction that has been able to keep Trump's worst elements at bay. Because when they think of MAGA, when they think of American nationalism, you know what they think of? They think of Jan 6, and they think of George Floyd and all of this other fucking bullshit, because they're a bunch of idiots who live in their own fucking world, and they're comically out of tune with the people that they're supposed to represent. And I understand there's some people who think that, oh, we need to repeal the amendment that has, what was it, the 17th? Like, no, I actually think it's a good thing that senators should be in tune, because we have been shown that we are at a point in our country's life where the people have to be actively and directly engaged with these kinds of things, or else their political representation will sell them out to people who want them dead. It is that fucking simple.
It's just fucking wild to think that they're going to try to kill border funding over a weaponization fund of the DOJ. Just $2 billion. Oh, no, we can't do that. That's too far.
By the way, going back to Iowa, so you know what kind of like the big, fiend everyone's running away with?
What?
So Apparently, Zach Long wasn't funded by AIPAC, so people are thinking that this
I
is
saw
like
that.
new.
These dumb motherfuckers. It's a governor race. So you're telling me
This is a sign of the death of MAGA or something.
you're telling me that AIPAC is able to like defeat Thomas Massie, a sitting congressman, yet they can't influence this race? What? So 1 second, AIPAC controls the re-election.
I was informed that AIPAC and Israel control our elections. But if that's the
But-
case, then why is Ken Paxton the nominee for Senate?
And why
in
did
my
Feenstra
state?
go down? Feenstra is a very
why did Zach Long clinch the nomination in Iowa? I mean, barely, but still.
He
it was
wa-
a
I mean,
pretty big upset.
it's unbelievable. It's like everything's AIPAC, guys. AIPAC is here. Everything's AIPAC. Israel controls Iowa. Yeah.
Also, I'd just like to say, bro, you know, Zach Land completely mogs the shit out of his Democratic opponent. I mean, just look at that Wikipedia page, bro.
God,
Like,
okay.
the Democrat looks like a male lesbian.
Okay,
you know,
anyways.
He does.
K-Cup for 5. Rap, let's talk about the election. Tyrone, let's start the smaller states since those are simpler. Real Texas, yeah, but here's Texas. Gosh. American Note for 2. Corner poll day, vote your conscience, BS move. Yeah, basically. General Hyder has been a member for 33 months. How you feel with Spencer Pratt? We'll get to that. But yeah, so as for what happened in Iowa, big victory there, big victory in South Dakota, big victory out of Montana. There's very good turnout there. But I think it's time we get into the main story of the stream.
Can I touch on Iowa real quick?
No.
I just got here.
No.
Bro, I just got
No. Yes, you can.
Bro. Okay, so
you're not going on a 20-minute long rant, though. I will kick you if you do.
I'm not going on a... Just let me speak. Jeez, dude.
How do you think we feel?
What I was just going to say was that Zach Land, despite what you're hearing, is not a Tucker puppet, okay? He was going on a media tour that included Tucker Carlson before he went batshit. A lot of people, like the Loomers of the world, are freaking out about Zach Land because he's, hey, Tucker Carlson, he went on a show, but he was talking about the pesticides and kind of the environmental issues and kind of like issues they're having on people's health, that type of stuff. That's why he's a Maha candidate. So you're going to go on all these shows possible, all these podcasts possible to kind of get that message out there. So he's not a Tucker puppet. He's not in the retard right. He's not in any of these factions. He's just a farmer who's concerned about pesticides. And evidently he has more appeal than a sitting U.S. congressman. So take that, Feenstra. We're going to be getting a solid Republican governor. Hopefully.
Devious Aftershock.
Okay, not to bring up Texas again, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh, come on!
You know what this kind of reminds me of? This reminds me, and Tyrone, maybe you can vouch for this. This kind of reminds me of Nate Sheets defeating Sid Miller for agriculture commissioner. Because Nate Sheets did kind of run like a Maha campaign.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't you tell me at the agricultural commissioner debate they were talking about Israel? Like,
it was hosted by like the Republican Jewish.
It's the agriculture commission.
Yeah, it was hosted by the Republican Jewish committee or whatever it's called, and I think Sid Miller opened up with like a video of an endorsement from some Israeli politician or something.
All right.
So, anyways,
The Goyim have gone insane.
Okay, more super chats. Devious Aftershock for 2. Just wait for a heckin' late mail-in votes in California. Oh, we'll get to that. I'm getting so sick of that talking point. These people have no clue what they're talking about, but we'll get to that. Our Dog Show for 5. Californian here. 6 million people voted for Trump in 24. 3 million for Hilton. 3 million for Bianco. We could have had 2 Republicans at the top. Now the Democrats win. Well, you had your chance, but it failed. American Note for 2. As a fellow Zach, I'm glad Zach going to be governor. Yeah, I just can't believe he actually won. Like, that is such a, like, he came out of nowhere. I thought Feenstra was a favorite the entire time. Wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was. Real election insights for 2. Lon is against data centers. Luck is. K-Cup for 2. Rap time for California. Texan. Texas is even harder. Yeah. Okay. let's get into the main story. It's California. Fuck off with Iowa and stuff. We get the point. It was a big upset in South Dakota. California. Again,
Vaquero versus Hilton.
well, not according to some dumbasses on Twitter, there's a chance Hilton could still lose. These people are stupid. I'm getting so sick of this shit. Guys, let's be clear about one thing. In California, these later ballots, they tend to be more Democrat. That's true. But what they're not telling you is A, we don't know what's actually outstanding. We don't actually know if there's some election day votes left. We don't know if there's some early in-person votes. We don't know for certain. That's the first thing. Secondly, why are people just assuming there's be a 10 to 15 point shift to the left?
I will say, my friend Alan pointed out that according to, I forgot who, the late mail-ins, which keep in mind, the vast majority of remaining votes are not late mail-ins. That's a very small minority.
Exactly.
But the late mail-ins, which are the bluest of the blue, are most likely at most going to be D+26. At most.
Well, but it's weird. It's like they're actually claiming there's be 5 million late arriving ballots.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm
These
sorry.
people are stupid. Like, it's unbelievable. They're actually saying it right now. They're saying, guys, California 6, which we'll get to in a second, it could Kylie could take second place. It's going to shift 15 points.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
These people are just insane. But guys, I went back to 2022 and 2024, and I looked this up.
Holy shit, you're a time traveler?
Well, I went back to the archive websites and stuff. So right now, roughly 58% of the vote is in California. Okay, 58%. Keep that in mind. So I went back to 2024 and 2022. Back in the 2022 California governor primary, with roughly 49% of the vote in, which is slightly less than what we got now, but you get the point. It's in the range. Okay, it's like 49%. Right now it's 58%, whatever. Gavin Newsom was at 56.3%, and Brian Dale, the main Republican, was at 16.8% of the vote. When all the votes were counted, Gavin Newsom got 56.2% of the vote, and Brian Dale got 17.5%.
Hey, hold on. I have breaking news.
What?
Plattner internal.
That's not breaking
Collins is
news.
down
I
by
saw
four.
it's nothing. It's literally
Well,
nothing.
What does the Plattner internal have?
For fuck's sake.
I'll put
Oh
it in
shoot,
the chat.
yeah. Collins is gonna win this shit easily, bro. Them internal only has up 4. Yeah.
But we'll get to that. But I want to get to California. Just want to stay on topic for once.
Yeah. Go on. As you were.
Okay.
Anyways, Texas Agricultural Commission. No, I'm kidding.
Look, I'm about to kick
Shut
you. I'm dead
up.
serious.
Okay, go on.
You're starting to piss me off now. But what I'm trying to get at is in 2022, the late arriving ballots made the race more Republican. In 2022, not by a big margin, by a point. In 2024, it did get more Democrat. Steve Garvey, with 52% of the vote in, was at roughly 32.5%. By the end of the day, he was at 31.5%. A 1-point shift. Wow. Even in 2024, Trump was at roughly 40% of the vote with 56% of the vote in. He ended at 38%. So a 2 to 3 point shift at most. So in 2024 and 2022, we're talking about best case scenario, like a 2-point shift. Worst case scenario, it gets more Republican. So what the hell are these people talking about? That, guys, these ballots are D+30. And they're like half the vote. No, they're not. It might get more Democrat. I'm not denying that, but
They're trying to manifest the Democrat.
they're trying
lockout
to. It's
or
but it's
something.
bullshit. Anybody can look this up. Excuse me. But yeah, it just.
You're excused.
But what I'm trying to get at is I don't know what these people are talking about. I have no
Well, they don't
fucking
know
clue.
Well, that's the thing. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just spouting shit out their ass because they're afraid that their wish casts for everything is going to go right for my party, and everything
Yeah.
is going to go wrong for the party that I don't like isn't going to
Th-
happen. They're
There's
afraid of that
probably
not
going to be
being
like
reality.
a 3-point shift. Fine. But these people are actually convinced there's going to be like a D plus 80 drop of like 3 million votes. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Even in 2024, it got slightly more Democrat. But now you think in a gubernatorial election, it's going to get more like a 15-point shift? Seriously? And even then, the current results are still a rightward shift from 2020. It's a rightward shift from 2024. What? I don't know what to say. Somebody take it from here. It just I don't know what to say. I have no clue where these people are coming from. But they're actually believing it. It's, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think is going to happen the next couple days with the late arriving ballots?
It's going to get more red.
You think so?
It's going to get
I think it'll
slightly
get more red.
If it gets more red, I'm going to laugh. Because they've been saying this for a day now. And like every hour they're saying, the next drop is going to get more Democrat, guys. The next drop, it gets more Republican. I think it's going to shift to the left because you do got a lot of votes out of LA, I think.
If
still.
it shifts to the left, it won't be by more than like a point at most, I think.
Well, yeah, like LA still has 600,000 votes. Orange County has 400,000. San Francisco, 120,000. There are a lot of votes outstanding, but again, you don't fucking know where they're from. You don't know if they're late arriving mail-in votes. But no, apparently it's a guarantee that it's D plus 80 or something. When in reality, historically at least, no, it's not D plus 80. Which, speaking of that, why haven't they not declared Hilton the winner? Why?
You know why? Because they don't want to declare it. That's it. They don't want to
Like-
go, oh, the Trump endorsed candidate won.
It's seriously, guys, he's gonna be the freaking nominee, or he's gonna be in first or second place. He's moving out in November. It's over. It's just stupid. Very stupid that we're even dealing with this, but they're not gonna call it for God knows how long. K-Cup for 2.
I wish Republican.
Oh.
I wish Democrats would just end the jungle primary system, please.
Nah, keep it for the memes. K-Cup for 2. Rap, eat a Snickers. You get angry potato chip. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for super chat.
We should give Wisconsin the jungle primary system,
no,
actually.
fuck that. Chance Razik for 10.
Oh, actually, yeah,
Chance Razik for 10. Lance victory disproves the Spurge right. They've been saying the TPUSA is dead and no one likes him anymore, yet they're winning primaries all over the country. Plus, Lon supports Trump too. Yeah, he supports Trump. So it's not the freaking AIPAC thing. It's like, these fucking people stupid. Guys, AIPAC is the reason we won or something. I don't
Guys,
fucking know.
IPAC is the reason any election has
IPAC.
ever won in this country. Yeah, it's IPAC because I stands for Israel. Don't you know?
Yeah, no AIPAC. It's just IPAC. Oh my gosh.
Very interesting that people who bitch about AIPAC don't talk about NIAC, but I don't know. It's interesting.
Oh, what?
NIAC, the Iranian interest group. That's
Well,
in
no.
America.
Speaking of Iran, you guys see
I
what
was
happened with
told
MTG?
Israel- I was told Israel is the only foreign lobby in America. by
Gosh.
these-
In RA for 5, prediction Democrats win the governorship, but this is still pretty bad sign for Dems in California. Well, yeah, that's kind of the main topic I want to get to. I don't care how Democrats try to spin this. This was a pathetic showing for them. How much money did they spend here? Did Tom
much
Steyer
money-
alone spend 200 million?
Yes.
200
Which, by the
million
way,
from Tom
is
Steyer.
more than national Democrats are spending on the midterms.
Yeah. Bakari, I think, spent like 20 million. Swalwell, when he was in the race, spent a lot of money. Republicans spent next to nothing here. In comparison. And Republicans are still getting over 40% of the vote right now, combined. And let me pull this up, America First Insight, right here. Yeah. Right now, Democrats are below 58%. Republicans are at 40.6%, which is basically identical to where Trump was at the same point in 2024.
Trump sends cease and desist to Anthony Sabatini's backers over unauthorized use of his name and image.
Oh, gosh. My Glock is inclusive for 2. You guys are seeing District 6 in California. We'll get to that. But the point with California is, if this was really a blue tsunami, it doesn't matter what the late arriving ballots are. Fine, it may shift the race 3 points left. Even then, would California voting Democrat by 20 points really be a blue tsunami? Would it really?
A blue tsunami would have been a Dem lockout, which, by the way, most of the polls showed a Dem lockout by the end, especially Emerson, which has historically been the most accurate poll in California.
Yeah, let me actually pull up the polling because it was not that good in California. It was actually pretty shitty. Again, we don't know the final results, but let me pull it up actually. America noted for 2. I think Democrats will win California governor by 15 to 20. If that's the case, that's terrible. That is awful for them. But yeah, right here, this is the current polling for where we at? Yeah, right here. Not every poll is showing it, but like it was damn close. Like Emerson College, they had it where Hilton was barely in second place. He was Tyler Steyer. Same thing with PPP, barely ahead of Becerra. McLaughlin even, they had it tied. So yeah, a lot of these pollsters, they were showing that, oh, Hilton may not even take second place. Remember, even a lot of Democrats, I remember a lot of people on Twitter, they were
The
saying,
Democrats are going to lock the California
I remember that.
governor's race out. They're going to, Hilton and Bianco aren't going to make it into first or second, either one.
I remember
It's
that.
going to be Steyer versus Becerra. How's that going for you? So many people are scared shitless of Steyer. Hilton is in first place. Becerra's in second. People are just anybody but Steyer, which, by the way, thank goodness, because
Yeah.
Steyer is a perennial candidate and a massive piece of shit.
Well, he's a nutcase. On top of that, he's just insane.
He's schizophrenic, literally. He again, dude. His fucking companies, like fucking Fairlawn Capital, they actively work with and fund ICE. Like his companies work with ICE while he's campaigning on defunding ICE and arresting ICE agents in California.
Arresting ICE agents, not defunding them, arresting them, for crying out loud.
He's an inconsistent piece of shit. But but it doesn't matter because he would normalize extremist left-wing rhetoric even further in California. Newsom has had to be a little bit moderate during his tenure as governor because he's had to manage a fucking declining Obama coalition. Steyer, if he managed to become governor somehow, he just wouldn't give a fuck. He's a total fucking loony.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about Steyer. He would probably appeal more to progressives if not for one key thing about him.
Well, 2
He's
things.
white.
No, he's a billionaire.
Yeah, I'd say it's
That's
because
true.
he's white and a billionaire. That's the big reason he lost, I think.
Yeah, I saw these lefties were really freaking out. These like college students who were saying, I agree with Steyer more on climate change, all this shit.
But he's a billionaire.
But I can never vote for a billionaire. And it's funny, like this is the thing. When your entire ideology is just hating success, hating billionaires, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get mad. People are going to just vote against someone because they're a billionaire, even if you're a good kind of billionaire. People don't understand that. They just see he's a billionaire and vote no on him.
Yeah,
You know?
it's literally just Steyer bad because billionaire, not because he's crazy, but because he's a white billionaire. So, K-Cup for 5. If Republicans don't win California, try this master plan. Use this as a platform to run a right-leaning independent with Maha backing. Cough, cough. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers would not do anything in California.
Why don't we just run like Kevin Kiley after a couple cycles?
We'll see.
If he wins elections.
The Emerald Creeper for 5. I don't think Republicans understand that even if Hilton wins the top 2, the Democrat vote isn't going to be split in November. Well, everybody knows that.
By the way, guys, Los Angeles County will release its first estimate of remaining ballots between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
For fuck's sake. That's horse shit.
That'll be on my stream tonight. We'll go.
Yeah. But yeah, like
Yeah.
Hilton's not gonna win the general. Like, no one here is saying that he's not gonna win. But
Pratt's
the
not
po-
winning the general either. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, he'll be close by LA standards,
Who?
but that's like the best. Spencer Pratt, bro.
Oh yes, but yeah, he's gonna lose. But yeah, with Hilton, I mean, I do think Hilton is gonna do a lot better than people expect. He's not gonna win, but this showing was so bad for Dems, and there is a catch to Bakara's margin that some people I don't think are talking about, but we'll get to that. Random
Also,
Polish
I
guy.
want to say this.
No,
Okay.
random Polish guy for 5. What would Hilton have to get in the state to break the new congressional map? Probably get it within 15. I'm guessing. That seem about right. Within 15 to break it. Yeah, I think so. Lord Rhino for 5. Has California even finished counting the 2024 primary elections? No. They don't know how to count votes there. American Nerd for 2. So is California a failure for the GOP yet again or what? No, it's not a failure. I think they're having a pretty good night so far. But freaking, we won't know the final results until July 2nd, which is just insane. But American Nerd for 2. Nicole Shanahan for California governor 2030. I like Shanahan, but after the RFK stuff, yeah, no, she can't win statewide. She's too connected to RFK, but I don't know. I'm fine with Shanahan. I hope she runs eventually, but I don't think so.
Mike Johnson has just confirmed Tom Keane will be returning this month.
Wow, he's
They've been
totally
saying that
alive.
for months, though, dude.
He's totally alive, guys. He's not. He's totally in the back rooms right now.
By the way, Luke, what were you trying to say before we went to?
I was trying to bring up about Spencer Pratt real quick. Throw him
What?
out. He's certainly not. He's got a massive uphill battle, is what I'll say. But what I will
really.
No, but what I will say is he has broken into a massive coalition there. 30% of the vote right now. Trump in 2024 got 25%, and that was seen as a revolutionary percent for a Republican in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So the inroads that Trump made in 2024, Spencer Pratt has expanded upon those.
Yeah, I got to
So
pull
to
up right
act
here.
like-
So
Yeah, he's
Pratt's
doing
at
great.
30% right now. Now I think it's gonna go down a little bit because like the freaking who knows with LA? You don't know what they got left, but the thing with Pratt is he's gonna probably in the second round, he's not gonna win. He needed to do really good in the first round or just win outright to have a chance, but he didn't. He could possibly crack 40% the second round, which
Pratt will basically need either all of Nifia's votes or for Nifia's voters to just not show up at all.
yeah, and I don't think that's gonna happen, but it's a big deal for Pratt. I mean, guys, Pratt's like basically he is running essentially as a Republican, like a real Republican. Just cracked 30% of LA for now. It's gonna go below 30% eventually, but in November he's
Could go
probably
up. We'll see, because some of those ballot dumps were a bit more pro Pratt than
yeah, I know, but with LA, you don't fucking know. Who fucking knows what they got left?
Let me see how many votes Eric Swalwell got. Eric Swalwell got less votes than the Peace and Freedom candidate. But he got 18,602 votes, and that'll obviously go up
Patriots.
when we get more votes.
Uh,
So there's
yeah.
he probably still has a decent base of support in the Bay Area.
Patriots.
Also, Katie Porter below 5% now.
That's sad. No, not sad. Fuck her.
I'm sorry for her husband, though, because her husband's probably getting
dead.
beaten up.
American Nerd for 2. Pratt ain't gonna go and get anywhere because it's LA. Well, yeah, but he's doing better than most Republicans do in LA. So it's a good sign. He's not gonna win, but hey, he gave the people of LA a chance to vote for a halfway decent person, and they're gonna vote for freaking Bass because reasons. Anyways, hasn't LA won right in the past few elections? Yeah, but Pratt is doing a lot better than Trump did. That's kind of the main point. So, American Nerd for 2. When was the last time LA had a Republican mayor? I actually don't know. Anyone know?
Probably at
Richard
least one.
Warden, Richard Riordan from 93 to 2001.
Yeah, so 25 years ago.
Yeah, definitely more recent than a lot of cities in like the Midwest and the
Well, it makes sense.
Northeast.
LA kind of it has the
God
vibe. Kind
damn.
of, but
Oh wait, he died 3 years ago. Never mind.
thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Pratt's campaign was still impressive because he was able to go further than any Republican before him without being a rhino. Yeah, that's a big thing about this. He was a Republican, not a bullshit. Oh, I was Republican 35 years ago, but I'm basically a partisan dumb on most issues. No, he was a Republican. He ran as a Republican, more of a moderate one, but still. And he did better than Trump did. We're gonna see what happens in November, but I think it's a good
Interestingly enough, the
Good sign.
last Republican mayor of Los Angeles was elected after the LA riots.
I wonder why.
Yes, the Koreans in. We have a chance for Spencer Pratt.
Yes. Rooftop Koreans, you still there? Oh my gosh.
There's probably a lot
Oh,
of them
if you
that
can
fled, to be
hear it.
honest. But anyways.
Saul, if you can hear us, we have one more use for the Koreans.
Wait, who you asking? Tyrone, what do you say?
I said, Saul, if you can hear us, we have use for the
Oh,
Koreans
yeah.
still.
Mr. M for 2, rap needs a bell for when these streams get loud. Not really getting loud, but yeah, so yeah, I don't know. It just with what's left in California, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna end up the final showing. But I do find it funny though. You look at these down ballot races, you may notice something very interesting, like the AG race. I know there's a Green Party candidate getting 5%. I get that, but the incumbent attorney general is barely cracking 52% of the vote. The Republicans within 10 points right now. Lieutenant governor, Democrats doing awful there. The point is, you notice a trend where down ballot for like AG, Secretary of State, Lieutenant Governor, Republicans are nearly within 10 points of the Democrats. Yet, for the governor race, they're not. You know why? Take a guess why Republicans are actually underperforming at the top of the ticket. You know why? Somebody
Yeah,
say
they
something.
They didn't want Tom Steyer to make
Yep.
it to being their governor.
I just fucking got that pisses me off.
What?
Yo, I just got fucking cut off by an Indian with a fucking Uber Jeets fucking
Okay.
sticker on it,
Whoa.
driving on the wrong side of
Okay.
the road. God damn.
Okay, but point is, for those that don't get it, Becerra, the main Democrat who's going to probably win, and he's gonna be the next governor probably, there were a bunch of Republicans that voted for him. Just locks Tom Steyer out.
Yeah, a lot of people I think are a lot of Democrats voted for candidates other than Steyer, and a lot of Republicans voted for Becerra just to lock Steyer out.
Yeah. That's what happened. Now, that is what's going on here, because you look at like the AG race, it's within 10 points. Secretary of State within like 15. Republicans down ballot are doing like 2 to 3 points better than the top of the ticket. So that's what's going on in California. I do think that kind of proves that even if there's this magical bullshit swing with the late arriving ballots, it doesn't really matter, because a chunk of those voters did not vote Republican because they want to stop Steyer from winning. They probably would have voted for Hilton or Bianco if it was for Steyer. That's reality.
The inverse of this is you are going to have a bunch of Democrats who are going to come in for Becerra at the end, but there were a lot more Republicans who voted for Becerra than there were Democrats who voted for anybody but Steyer.
Yeah.
So I do think that in terms of the 1v1, obviously the Republicans not going to do so hot, but you will see a lot more Republicans go for whoever the governor candidate is. We're not going to win this.
Oh yeah, no,
if you
we're
think we have a
losing
chance
it.
of winning this race, you're crazy. But I will say there is while I would say it is not the case right now, there is a small chance this race could get in under 10 points.
I don't think it's gonna get close.
I said small chance.
I do think
It
though,
really depends on what happens between now and November, especially as we're starting to attempt to seriously wrap up what's happening with Iran. I mean, shit. Gas is $3.20 here now.
Yeah,
I'm already
gas
seeing
prices
the
are going
price
down
around
still.
me drop.
All
They
right.
dropped 1 cent in Milwaukee,
Patriot.
by the way.
American Nerd for 2. Who's the Becerra guy again? Was he a congressman? No, he was HHS.
Pedro
under
Becerra,
Biden.
he was the Health and Human Services Secretary under Biden.
He did jack
He
shit.
was he was known as the secretary who did literally fucking nothing. People, especially liberals, constantly complain because he was Health and Human Services. That's like the most lib-coded fucking department you could be in
And he did nothing.
in the White House. And he did literally jack fucking diddly and shit.
Yeah, he
And
compared
I'm
it to
pretty sure
RFK.
Nothing
he
is
did-
governor. He's
he
just
did
gonna
nothing.
sit there.
He did absolutely nothing to the point where the transgender basically outshined him, at least among the conservatives.
Well, it's funny.
Yeah,
and
fucking
then meanwhile,
Mr. Levine.
you compare him.
Levine,
You
whatever.
compare a Becerra to RFK, and RFK
Actually,
is like,
I think most Republicans thought the transgender was the actual Health and Human Services.
he probably was
director.
behind the scenes, but yeah, it's kind of funny though with Becerra. Like, you compare him to RFK, and RFK's like blowing up the entire department. He's firing everybody. He's fixing a lot of shit. It's like, how do you become HHS secretary and do nothing for 4 years? Like, what are you doing? I don't know. It's weird. Right guy for 2. My issue with Pratt is he's a USC fan. Yeah.
So true.
Um,
Spencer Pratt should lose. Los Angeles should just be in a state of perpetual
Yeah. Becerra,
controlled and managed decline by gay race communists because Spencer
It
Pratt
was
is
a
a
joke.
USC
It was
fan.
it was sarcasm.
I know it's a joke. I know it's a joke. I was
let's see.
being sarcastic.
Becerra's gonna be an 8-year lame duck, better than Sarah would be batshit insane. Oh yes, again, Becerra is just it's just a lateral move from Newsom. Maybe a bit more moderate, tiny bit more, maybe, but Steyer would have just fucking. You think California's bad now? Can you imagine Tom Steyer's governor?
Becerra is going to be better than Newsom simply because he just doesn't have the political capital
Yeah, he can't
to
do
manage
anything.
California in the same way Newsom does. Newsom's machine. Didn't Newsom inherit his machine from Brown?
Yes.
The Jerry Brown machine is already starting to fall apart in the state of California. Whatever Becerra inherits, and Becerra, last I checked, was not Newsom's preferred inheritor. I don't think Becerra is going to have the political capital or a functional enough machine to run California, especially in the way the Democratic Party wants it. I think what's going to happen under Becerra's holy shit, I can't speak. When Becerra becomes governor, I think what's going to happen is people in there are really going to start to see Democrats are just an inept party. The urban, especially now that the Voting Rights Act is done, we might see the fucking racially gerrymandered seats there be repealed, hopefully, potentially, maybe. You're going to see a lot more progressives get involved. The insane white progressive bloc is going to become the unquestionably predominant bloc in the California Democrat Party. It's going to be it's going to look like New York in a lot of ways. You're going to have a lot of super progressive people in California trying to do shit with a lame duck governor who is doing fucking nothing. All the meanwhile, Republicans are becoming more and more energized. They're more and more fed up with what's happening. They're going to get it closer and closer. And I'm not going to say California's going to turn red by 2032.
It's gonna turn
That's
red.
insane. California's going to turn red. But if the California Republican Party would pull their shit together, there would be a serious chance that they can keep statewide races, like, especially if Vance increases his fraud investigations there, and eventually we start seeing even more deportations out of California. There is a very realistic chance that we could start getting these races too close for comfort for them, and those coattails could be enough to start having meaningful impacts. We could see state legislation, or we could see the state legislatures no longer be Democrat supermajorities. We could keep doing what we're doing, like we saw, like we're seeing with the 6, where we might see the lockout. This is all very, very good developments for California. So forgive me for being optimistic, But
Yeah,
this is not the best thing ever. But it is a profoundly strong step in the right direction for California and the Republican Party.
all right, more super chats. Catch up to Chad Jurassic for 5. Off topic, but Trump confirmed the Axios story about BB was true. I love it. Yeah, I saw that. He confirmed
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That was good. Let's see. The political demon for 5. Derek Tran is in California 45 is a cracking 50%, despite it being gerrymandered being more Democrat than 24. This is Vietnamese territory. Wait, what? He's not a 50%?
Who is?
Oh,
Derek
Derek
Tran.
Tran.
What the hell? Oh
I
my
guess you
gosh.
could say his district is turning out.
He's not at 50% right now.
Is there another Democrat in that race? by
No,
chance?
there's not.
Oh shit! That was always seen as like the one Dems held seat that Republicans could probably flip in California, or at least in Los Angeles.
And oh yes, Republicans are running Vietnamese guys. Or, I think they're Vietnamese because
Yeah,
the guy,
those are
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that one might be on our radar. Trans still favored. For
Yeah, right
November,
here.
But I think that one might.
Chon Vivu. That's the Republican nominee. It looks like.
He's got an even more Vietnamese name, so he might be able to out Vietnamese him.
Again, for those that don't get it, this is a very Vietnamese area. That's a pretty big deal. So
And they tend to vote for fellow Vietnamese. It's just how
Yeah.
that is.
you
tend
can
to.
argue.
Yeah. It's not like a racist thing. It's just they tend
Well,
to
yeah,
do
it's
that.
just that's kind of some of the groups work. But Derek Tran only won because he's Asian. Honestly, that's why he won
Mhm.
in large part, I should say. But
Technically, so was his opponent in the last round, the incumbent. But I think it's because she wasn't Vietnamese; she was Korean or
Yeah.
something.
Explorator for 2. XB equals anti-Second Amendment. He was gun controlled 2 before health issue was HHS. Oh, but Carrot, yeah, well, yeah, it's a Democratic California. I would assume they're anti-Second Amendment. Wow, what a shocking turn of events. But yeah. Yeah, like Tyrone is saying, like, you think about this, like the Brown machine is dead. The Jerry Brown machine in California is be dead and soon. And that's gonna be the issue for Becerra. He does not have the political capital. That is gonna be the big issue for him because he was never supposed to be the nominee. Like, was he polling like 1% just a couple months ago? Yeah,
Yeah.
right here. Before Swalwell dropped out, he was at 3%. 3 to 4%. But then
I think a
Swalwell
lot of
dropped out.
Swalwell's base just went to Becerra.
But yeah. Because it was basically him or Tom Steyer. I mean, I
And
guess
also, wasn't a lot of Swalwell support Hispanic?
I think so, yeah. Real election insights for 2. Valadeo and California 13 are doing well for Republicans either. Yeah, I saw that. That is a concern for Valadeo. That is a problem for him. Let me pull this up. Yeah, right here. So Valadeo, this is the one concern. Valadeo is only at 45% in California 22nd. That's bad. That is really bad.
I will say, I think the leading Democrat right now is a progressive. So
Wait, what?
I think the leading Democrat in that race is a progressive vote.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Randy Valgas.
Hey, hold up. We have breaking news. DOJ just dropped a bunch of new papers on their investigation against the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Oh,
Ooh, send that.
Yeah, Ginny, it's so bad that they were actively funding white nationalist and religious extremist groups, even funding transportation to the Charlottesville rally in 2017.
Oh,
Charlottesville, here you have it, folks. DOJ just confirmed that the Southern Poverty Law Center funded the Charlottesville rally and gave transportation to its organizers.
yeah, right
Charlottesville.
here. Okay.
Please,
So basically,
please,
Charlottesville was an inside job.
Yeah, right here.
Charlottesville was an op.
So, okay, this is from the Daily Signal just reported. Yeah, the DOJ just secured a superseding indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center. This just broke? Yeah, it broke like 5 minutes ago.
Send a tweet.
No. I put it in the
Let me actually read the article. Okay, I got it pulled up here.
Oh,
The
wait,
Southern
no,
Poverty
okay.
Law Center.
Bob, bringing it to you first.
Gosh. the Southern Law Poverty Center raises money by presenting itself as the expert on combating hate and then exaggerating hate to scare donors into ponying up cash. The problem? The SPLC's inflated demand for hate has long outstripped its supply. Thousands of donors expect the SPLC to prove there's enough hate to justify their donations. Well, yeah, that's kind of the grift. A jaw-dropping DOJ indictment filed Tuesday appears to reveal yet another way the SPLC tried to meet their demand. The SPLC has a clearinghouse for hate, a hate map, blah, blah, blah. The SPLC map included an old shopkeeper in the South who still support the Confederacy. But most Americans know people like that are irrelevant. The center's most cunning strategy involves branding mainstream conservatives and Christians as hate groups and anti-government extremists. Put him on the map for the sin of disagreeing with the SPLC's agenda. Yeah. What does it say here? Gotta find it. Yes, right here. Oh, shit. Okay, right here. That has added the bonus of delegitimizing the SPLC's opponents, but it seems the center is running out of the new groups to add. First is conservative Christians, blah, blah, blah. If a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville isn't quite big enough, you could just pay someone to transport more people to attend. If your extremist files on homegrown Nazis are running a bit sparse, why not just throw a cool 70 grand at the problem? So they're paying people off to go to these rallies, basically. This is not the indictment itself. This is the Daily Signal's report on it. But yeah, they're literally just they're paying people $70,000 apparently. Freaking. Oh my gosh. Right here. They paid people off to fund the following: attend extremist rallies, host rallies, grow existing oh my gosh, grow existing chapters. Create new chapters. Well, that explains a lot. Isn't that odd? Is that very strange, everybody?
Makes you think.
Yeah.
Makes you
So they're
think.
not
Wow,
just
wow, wow.
they're not just infiltrating these groups, they're growing them. They're trying to make them bigger. Like, yeah, we gotta get more people in this group. We got
But rap, don't you know this means Democrats are the real racist?
Yeah. It keeps going. Create new chapters. So not only are they growing existing groups, they're creating new ones to grow it even more. Recruit
up.
individuals. Donate
Look
to
at what Brandon just posted. The
What?
California Secretary of State is now saying it will take 37 days to count all votes in California.
Wait, what?
Yep. Look,
37 because 37 days from now is the certification day.
they're gonna take their sweet fucking time though.
That's bullshit. American Order for 2, strip the SPLC of its tax exceptions. I agree. The frat guy for 2, Scott Presser needs to come to Michigan to help the GOP. Maybe not Scott Presser, but American Order for 2, correction tax exemptions. Yeah. But yeah, right here, California Secretary of State, 37 days. They have to count the votes. Oh my God. How is this not illegal? How does it not violate some kind of law? Seriously. What's even the excuse here? Not just democracy. Can anyone ever give a actual excuse for why they need 37 days to count a couple million votes when Florida can count all theirs in a day?
There's no excuse.
Democracy.
I get it's technically for certification, but you know damn well they're going to take their sweet time. You already got Sacramento saying, we're not going to count the votes till next week.
It's because counting votes in a day, it harms black and brown voices of color.
So true.
Does
Black
this
and
violate some
brown
kind of like,
voices of color. Thank you.
what do you think this violates some kind of civil rights thing? Like,
Yeah, yes, that's what they actually think.
but no, I'm
Yes,
talking.
unironically, what Trump should do we need an amendment to the Save America Act. The Save America Act needs to demand a superior, federally mandated and warranted maximum time to count all votes in an expedient and accountable manner. There needs to be a law mandating all states have to have 100% accountability of all of their ballots by a specific time, and
It
they
should be
have
at
to count
most 2
100%
weeks.
of their votes after a certain time point. I understand maybe a week after the fact, but you should have at least 95% of the fucking vote in, 98% of the vote in on election night.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I get some
Alaska might
states.
be the one
Well,
state. where they
Alaska has an
maybe,
actual reason. Like I hate this comparison, but Alaska, give Alaska an exemption then. That's
California
fine.
has no fucking excuse. You want to know why California has no fucking excuse? Because they're the largest fucking state in the union. They have the biggest fucking infrastructure projects. I need to stop swearing. Luke is correct. California has no excuse because they are arguably at this point one of the most developed, organized, bureaucratic states in the country. They have the most people. It is not unreasonable in any capacity to expect the state that houses the most voters out of any state in the country. California, which had the most Trump voters in 2016, 2020, and 2024, it is not unrealistic to have them have everything counted even within a week. I'm not asking for you to like have everything accounted for. Well,
You should.
I am asking you to have 100% accountability on election night, but I don't think it's incredibly it's actually it's too generous to say have everything counted by a week
Yeah.
or by the end of the week. Have everything by Friday.
You
It
know,
fucks so much. You screw with so many campaigns. You screw with so much campaign funding. You screw with so many people's ability to pay attention. You leave so many large vectors for fraud and manipulation open. It's inexcusable. Donald Trump, please, President Trump, if you can hear me, have the Save America Act be amended so that you have to have like 99% voting accountability on election night. Please, Donald
and
Trump.
you know how
have
you know how you
every state
solve.
conformed by this.
You know how you make this easier too. This is the one thing I still don't get. If they're so worried about mail-in votes not arriving in time, why don't they just make the mail-in votes do a week earlier? A week before election day.
California has no excuse when India can count like over 900 million votes faster.
But seriously, like think about this. If you could if you are so worried about the mail-in votes, why not make the deadline a week before election day? And then by noon on election day, if it's not there, it's not there. Why can't it be like that? Why? That is the okay. It's postmarked by a certain date. If it's not there on election day, it's gone. We're not playing this fucking game where no, we can't do that because democracy. Can anyone like be against that? Why does it have to be due on election day? Why?
Also,
Damn.
due to Texas system, where basically when the counties report, they report all of their early votes at once.
Yes. Count all the early votes right away and you're done. And then start counting election day votes.
Well, I mean, reporting them. Like, I'm pretty sure Texas was counting their early votes before the polls even closed.
Well, yeah, they are. They're allowed
after.
to. I don't think they're allowed to tabulate, though.
Hold up. Trump's legal team is going after Sabatini now and calling him linked to a Chinese firm.
Oh boy.
Oh man, that's
yeah. But yeah, I do think with the Save America Act, we gotta get a new version through. If we keep the House and the Senate, expand the majorities, get a real majority in both, amend it and say mail-in voting has to be due a week before election day. And by noon on election day, if it's not there, it's not going to get counted. Because it's California. How long do you have to mail in your vote? Seriously. Isn't it like a month in California?
Yeah.
So you're telling me it takes a full fucking month to go to your mailbox and just, oh my gosh. Really? Hey, if your mail-in vote doesn't get counted, it's your fault. Sorry, but it's your fault. You should have voted early. You had plenty of time.
Do the Texas thing. Unironically, how Texas handles voting is close to perfection.
How do they do it down there technically?
So you have 2 weeks of early voting, and when all the reporting comes in, it immediately counts every fucking mail-in ballot, every early vote, and they just immediately start pouring in election day votes
That's
shortly
what it
after.
should be. Don't tabulate
Exactly.
it or whatever, but count it, and then when polls close, you tabulate and you're done. None of this horse shit where no, we have to wait 5 weeks after election day for a ballot to arrive. Why the fuck would it take 5 weeks for a ballot to arrive?
You know why? Because the people who run those systems are incompetent. The people who run the state are incompetent. California, for the past 30, 40 years, has done nothing but let in hordes of unqualified third world migrants, and they have allowed them to turn themselves into institutions and factions within the state government, and now down to the local government. Their governments are nothing more than jobs programs for comically unqualified DEI candidates. They are nothing but jobs programs for the dumbest fucking people in this country. And
Okay.
the whole fucking reason they have that job is because they get the fucking control who's getting voted in, because the Democrat Party keeps the power.
Okay, another
There
person.
needs to be widespread fucking investigations.
Yeah. No, that's wrong. No, Congress can make voter laws. This idea that only state legislators can do that's horseshit. Yes, state legislators, they're the main people in charge of elections by state, but the federal government do it all the time for election stuff. It's not this rare occurrence where it never happens. What do you think the Civil Rights Act does? Or at least the Voting Rights Act, I should say. What do you think it did? It involved elections. Like, you can have Congress create laws for elections. It's just part of the thing, but anyways, America noted for 2, the sloth from Zootopia can count faster than California. Yeah.
So true.
But yeah, so I pulled this up. So yeah, Sabatini is getting sued right now.
Good. Sabatini has been a grifter for the longest time. He hasn't been cool since what, 2019, 2020?
It's just what happened to him? It's sad.
Brendan Gill asks an Ohio state senator if Somali immigration has been good for her state. She responds by saying that his question, quote, nearly brought me to tears.
What?
Bro, look at this shit. This is so pathetic.
Oh, Greg Price posted it. Hold on, let me pull it up. Really? Brendan Gill asked an Ohio state senator if Somali immigration has been good for her state. Nearly brought the tears. Oh my gosh. Are you serious right now? It's what is up with these people? Why are they all the same? Is this a Democrat or Republican?
This is a Democrat.
Yeah, I should. Well, it's sometimes you don't freaking know in some of these states.
I mean, I
Right.
agree. The fact that there are Somalis in Ohio brings me to tears in my moments of emotional
gosh.
vulnerability too.
America noted for 2. Should there be election integrity office at DOJ? Yeah, they kind of have that already. I thought.
Ooh,
If they don't got it, yeah, they should.
no.
Because this is bullshit. Like, why can California take a month? Why can't Texas do the same thing? Why? Hey, Texas, you have a full month. You can do whatever you want. Or Florida, do the same thing. Take your sweet time. What's stopping Florida or Texas from withholding their votes?
Well, it's probably because the fact that Texans and Republicans have short fucking time preference for political bullshit. We want to move on with our lives, and we actually like finding out what happens. You know why? Because when everything is counted and in a timely manner, everything is accounted for, everything is good to go, you can immediately pivot to the general. But California can't do that. They need to afford the Democrat Party as much time to fudge their shit as possible, as much time to cook PR stunts and whatnot, because they're a failed fucking party. California is a failed state, and they will do anything in their power to prevent the Republican Party from ever having a fucking shot.
Yeah, I agree.
That is why they are cooking in Sacramento right now with California's 6th.
That's bullshit. Like, you talk like undemocratic. Why can't you just say, we're not going to count votes for a week. No, we're not going to count any votes. Since when do states can just refuse to count votes? How does that not violate some kind of law somewhere? You're telling me that doesn't violate the Civil Rights Act or the Voting Rights Act? Like nothing? That's horse shit. Because how is that fair to people that vote on election day? When theoretically these assholes could take 3 months to vote. How is that fair? K-Cup for 2. There's no crime in the casino, Miss Antonio. Oh gosh. Yeah, the Ohio State Senator that said that. Yeah. Oh God, what does Barris say now about California? Oh God. Let's see.
Something MAGA is dead. The Trump endorsed candidate is going to lose. It's going to get locked out
Gosh.
because he's MAGA.
I don't know. Yeah, so right here,
I don't even wanna
I don't even want to look it up either. I don't even care. So quick segue before we kind of get to the end of the stream. I'm Battlefield for 2. This makes Colombia blush in comparison. What? Colombia. So Gallup just released new polling for gay marriage and trans.
Oh, actually, yeah. Okay, I think I get what he gets. Yeah, Colombia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they counted all their votes, and they have a population bigger than California. And Colombia is basically a second world country.
Yeah, Colombia. Yeah. That's right. I was like, Columbia. Are you talking about British Columbia? You're talking about the District of Columbia? But okay.
Probably because the guy spelt it wrong.
Yeah. So
I'm guessing.
This is a new poll from Gallup, and we all know Gallup's been kind of weird lately, but kind of a big story because we've been noticing lately where there's been certain cultural issues like gay marriage and all that stuff where it seems like the tide is slowly turning on gay marriage, as an example. Well, according to Gallup, there was a 6-point swing in those that believe that gay marriage should not be valid. +3 for should not be valid, and -3 for should be valid. Gay and lesbian relationships, morally acceptable, down by 2 points. Changing one's gender, down by 2 points. Now, the reason I bring this up is it's been a consistent trend since it looks like 2022, 2023. So 2023 is when the shit peaked. The woke crap. I hate using woke. What's another word for it?
It's the only term that really sticks.
I know it. Just I hate using it, but
frog slop.
Yeah, woke peaked at like in 2023, 2022. But ever since then,
I would say 2020.
Yeah, it honestly peaked in 2020.
Yeah, 2020. I guess 2020. But
I mean, let's be real. McDonald's was doing advertisements with black transgender women.
That's true.
Talking about how they're
talking about their.
Hold up. We got breaking news.
No, it better be real breaking news. Actual shit.
It is. Alani Bankhead said she's not dropping out of Montana's race.
Okay, Safe Harbor, Montana. Next.
Yeah, so true.
Mammoth for 2, cultural left. But yeah, so okay, 2020, 2022, that was kind of the peak of the insanity. But then ever since then, there's been a downward trend in gay marriage, in gay relationships, and transgenderism. And you may notice it's still like gay marriage is still popular, but it went from basically being a 70-30 issue, which basically means you're not going to touch it, to 60-40, kind of. That's kind of a big deal. Now, what do you guys think is causing this? Because transgenderism, that's one thing. I get that. Like, people realizing, oh, that's fucking crazy. Why is gay marriage becoming more unpopular? It's still like 60-40.
Because it's the slippery slope.
You really think people think like that? It's like, yes, slippery slope. That's why.
Yeah, maybe.
Tyron, what do you think here? Like, why do you think? Why do you think gay marriage becoming more unpopular?
I mean, it's kind of obvious to me personally, especially like in an area like Austin, people are coming against it because it's just so obviously a grift, and you have all of this crazy shit. People are finally less and less afraid to say, yeah, a lot of this is utter fucking nonsense. And it really, really doesn't help that I want to say certain things on the stream. That
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I
not
know what you're
allowed
trying to
say on the
say.
stream.
You
You know
better
exactly
not.
where I'm going with this. People who know me very well know exactly where I'm going with
Basically,
this.
okay.
I'm not going to say my piece on it. Rap can say it in the lightest
Yeah,
way
so
possible.
because the problem people are having is uh, they're- they don't really care if a gay couple's together. They just have an issue when they're trying to ram it down their throats, like the political agenda. That's what people are sick of. And
That is a very generous way of putting it.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's also a slippery slope a little bit. It's like, wait a fucking minute here. We go from gay marriage, which seemed reasonable at the time, like, oh, whatever, for tax purposes, whatever, we don't care, to, oh, wait, you're transitioning kids. They can't even decide, like, they're like 9 years old. What the hell? But the point is, I do think,
They're transing the dogs, they're transing the
gosh,
cats, they're transing the pets.
Because literally every single thing conservatives said would happen 15 years ago happened. Well, yeah, that's part of it. People are beginning to realize this is not this is not what we were promised. Like, this is the opposite of what we were promised. Because again, they keep moving the goalpost. It was first just first just leave us alone, which fine, whatever. Then it was we want a civil union. Then it was gay marriage, and then it was blah blah blah. And really, after the gay marriage stuff, like, they should have just stopped. It's like they got everything they wanted, but no, they went way too far, obviously. But it's crazy to think that just 10 years ago, like, or close to like 5 years ago, everyone thought this was a dead issue. Like, everyone agrees with gay marriage. Now it's still 60-40, but it is becoming more close. Getting closer to, maybe we can start talking about this a bit more. But
I honestly thought that it was going to end up being the Roe v. Wade of our generation, where it would just be a thing we would deal with for 50 years until it
I
got
don't think so.
overturned. But I'm actually very pleasantly surprised to see that is not ending up to be the case, and that we are already re-entering skepticism for it.
Yeah, they can't help themselves. Like, I'm sorry, but the left is not helping their case at all. They're just going insane. They've lost it completely. They lost the plot. They really think people want you to transition kids. No. When you start doing that, that's how you end up with people saying, no, we should not have gay marriage. So, did the anti-gay marriage vote outrun Trump in Hawaii by a lot back in 2024? Yeah, but that's Hawaii. For those that don't know, Hawaii is a very weird state politically. They are, yeah. All right. The Dems think they're going to win those Iowa seats. Not happening. Oh, I agree. They're like, it's stupid to say they're going to win it. Maybe Iowa third with none. They may win, but we'll see. All right. In all honesty, this sort of thing probably wasn't as popular as Point indicated, but just that it was socially acceptable. Oh, I think it's part of it too. I never believed it was 70-30. I always thought that was horse shit. Yeah, maybe if you include people that don't really care, maybe it was 70-30 or 80-20, but I do think there was a social bias. So, but okay. If anyone got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, whatever, send them now. Last calls with super chats. Last calls with super chats. As we're not going to get any more results out of California, which is pathetic. They're going to wait freaking 5 weeks to count 4 million votes. That's unbelievable. I hope Trump's DOJ intervenes. This has to be a time to put this shit down. Like, no, put your foot down on this crap now. Yeah, it's not good.
By
Not
the
good
way,
at
did you
all.
guys see New Jersey nominated basically a terrorist sympathizer?
Yeah,
for
I saw
Congress?
that. Good luck, New Jersey. All right, we'll see you guys in the next stream, video, or wherever you see us.